on nonprofit certified white allies and privilege theory. This short excerpt, a reflection coming out of the Occupy Oakland movement, is from the Who's Oakland zine, April 2012, available on the Escalating Identity blog at escalatingidentity.wordpress.com. Communities of color are not a single homogeneous block with identical political opinions. There is no single unified anti-racist, feminist, and queer political program that white liberals can somehow become allies of, despite the fact that some individuals or groups of color may claim that they are in possession of such a program. This particular brand of white allyship both flattens political differences between whites and homogenizes the populations it claims to speak on behalf of. We believe that this politics remains fundamentally conservative, silencing, and coercive, especially for people of color who reject the analysis and field of action offered by privilege theory. And one particularly stark example of this problem from a December 4, 2011 Occupy Oakland General Assembly, white allies from a local social justice nonprofit called the Catalyst Project arrived with an array of other groups and individuals to Oscar Grant Frank Ogawa Plaza in order to speak in favor of a proposal to rename Occupy Oakland to Decolonize/Liberate Oakland. Addressing the audience as though it were homogeneously white, each white ally who addressed the General Assembly explained that renouncing their own white privilege meant supporting the renaming proposal. And yet, in the public responses to the proposal, it became clear that a substantial number of people of color in the audience, including the founding members of one of Occupy Oakland's most active and effective autonomous groups, which was also majority people of color, the Tactical Action Committee, deeply opposed the measure. What was at stake was a political disagreement, one that was not clearly divided along racial lines. The failure of the renaming proposal, however, was subsequently widely misrepresented as a conflict between white Occupy and the Decolonize/Liberate Oakland group. In our experience, such misrepresentations are not accidental or isolated incidents, but rather a repeated feature of a dominant strain of Bay Area anti-oppression politics that, instead of mobilizing people of color, women, and queers for independent action, has consistently erased the presence of people of color in interracial coalitions. White supremacy and racist institutions will not be eliminated through sympathetic white activists spending several $1,000s for nonprofit diversity trainings that can assist them in recognizing their own racial privilege and certifying their decision to do so. The absurdity of privilege politics recenters anti-racist practice on whites and white behavior, and assumes that racism, and often by implicit or explicit association, sexism, homophobia, and transphobia, manifests primarily as individual privileges that can be checked, given up, or absolved through individual resolutions. Privilege politics is ultimately completely dependent on precisely that which it condemns: white benevolence.